Hello, everybody. It's Michidini. As I was driving home the other day, I could not help but to wonder why the radio station WZAK was blowing up Trayvon Martin's death and trying to tie it to Barack Obama's need to win presidency once again. They even hung up on the caller who was stressing that this sort of stuff happens often. And then they said, let's just stay focused on this specific case. Radio personality Michael Baisden went on to say that they better shape up down there before him, Al Sharpton, and many other black civil rights activist organizations come down there and straighten them out. And to pump more so-called fear, Michael Baisden went on to say that last time they all came together, they were more than a couple 20,000 strong, and that they better hurry up and straighten up down there. While I do feel that this issue should not be swept under the rug, I do not agree that this issue should not be tied with Barack Obama winning presidency. This issue cannot be dissolved by just voting. Like the caller stressed, this sort of stuff happens often. Coming together socially and for a cause has to be in an economic, political direction, meaning the community, in this case the black community, should have some economic power in order to have some political pull. Not Michael Baisden, Al Sharpton, and other so-called black leader personalities pulling individuals together with their influence to support a certain candidate while they continue to fatten their pockets and gain more attention by protesting and so-called fighting for a cause. It was said many times that Obama would use the race card to advance his chances of winning a second term or manipulate voters to support him a second time around. So it comes to no surprise that the same radio stations and people who have backed him will do the dirty work of tying the race card to his campaign, telling people this is why it is so important to vote, as if voting or Obama will really solve this issue. Remember the caller? This sort of stuff happens often. And Obama is our president, has been for the last 4 years. Yet, this type of stuff happens often. See, the problem with personalities like Michael Baisden and phony leaders like Al Sharpton is that they are individual capitalists. They see themselves as in business for black civil rights issues. Many people forgot that Al Sharpton himself can be bought, not just by black people, but by white people as well. When a white establishment is in direct competition with another white establishment, let's say that they cater to the black community or that they hire a great amount of blacks. It is not unusual to see Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, or any other phony black leader being called and their services being secretly paid for by one particular white establishment to oust the other or to give the other some type of bad headlines and a bad name within the black community in which they cater to. Jesse Jackson was confronted with this issue earlier in his career, and his reply to that was, "I gotta eat and live too." While that is understandable, in my eyes, it seems that they are all eating awfully well and living awfully well compared to the black community in which they claim to help defend, protect, and grow for a better tomorrow. I would imagine that the black community would want to live and eat like these black personalities and phony black leaders of today, out of poverty and not wondering where their next meal will come from, and having enough gas money to get them from point A to B. Ah, man. Really, the voting in Obama is not really, it haven't really helped the black community. I don't think any politician is going to help the black community or the poor community. I think they really got to learn how to come together with themselves, come to grips that a community is family and a community is a commune, meaning you got to have some communistic principles and values in this capitalistic world and capitalize together as a community, meaning having some huge conglomerate corporation for the community that is by the by the community, for the community, and ultimately the community will profit at its finale or at the end. And this community don't have to be just small. We always talk about small businesses. Right down the street, like 15 minutes going west here, there's abandoned buildings, apartment buildings even with people living in it still. It's crazy, huh? But yeah, crackheads and windows broken out with wood, or wood up on the windows, bars on the windows and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. But it's small businesses all straight down that street. No big conglomerate corporation. And you got to understand, these communities, some of them have a greater deal amount of people living in these poor communities. And if they can just come together to work together and find some type of economic niche where they can get in and make some money and share with their community, to uplift their community and to provide jobs for their community. They don't have to protest and march for jobs. They'll be providing them jobs for themselves, and they'll be able to, manufacture whatever it is that's going to be this huge conglomerate business for this community, or for the community, the poor community, whatever it would be. They'll be able to do it, and then because they have economic power somewhere, they then can start having political power, because you can't have political power if you don't have economic power. Michadini.com. Support the cause. Support the cause.